Time for rolling.
The right targets. That is one trade. T-Tigers is still pretty healthy. Tries to jump in. He finds one. This is a big turnaround for Liberation X. They might get the third. They might find an ace here onto Lost Boytov. Surrey Strike is not enough. The Godwin goes down. He might go for Donna Whips. He's going to get one. He's going to get two. Lost Boytov!
Lost Boytov, he does it. He gets the 2 versus 1 turnaround under the turret.
He lives
too. This man is a god. That gauntlet was...
Welcome to Time for Rolling Esports, the weekly podcast that brings you Vainglory Esports. From predictions to recaps and analysis, we present to you the best in professional Vainglory. Now here's your hosts, Endless and Crude. It's
Time for rolling.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? It's Endless here. Before we get into today's show, I'm going to tell you about some sponsors and friends of ours over here at Time for Rolling Esports. Really great people. The first group I want to talk about is Mobile Esports. This company is a company that focuses on all things mobile gaming. They run community events, they run tournaments, all based around mobile titles like Critical Ops, Clash Royale, and of course Vainglory. They are just now starting to get into Vainglory. It's going to be a fun time. We're really excited to get Mobile Esports more involved in Vainglory, as I personally believe Vainglory is one of the biggest mobile titles out there. So make sure you can follow them on Twitter, at esports_mobile, or you can go to their webpage, mobileesports.org. You can check out their webpage. They have a lot of great things there. They're just really great company, and I cannot wait to get them more involved in Vainglory. Of course, on their website you can find their other tournaments if you are interested in, like Critical Ops, Clash Royale, those type of titles. They'll be expanding to other games as well once more. Great mobile titles like maybe Rules of Survival. I know a lot of the Vainglory community right now is playing that game. Another great friend of ours here at Time for Rolling Esports is the North American Champions League. The NACL is one of the best tournaments in the Vainglory community right now, run by some great people. This league has been running for multiple seasons. It has given teams like, of course, Vision Gaming the chance to get their start, to get some attention and a place for them to try to reach that Vainglory 8. So, of course, if you have a team that you think can compete well, maybe go ahead and follow them at NA Champ League, and also you can subscribe to their YouTube and Twitch. Keep up with them there, and maybe you can sign up your team in the future tournaments that will be happening. So NA Champ League, really excited also to be doing a lot of things with them. That is all we have when it comes to sponsors and friends. This episode is going to be awesome, fun time. Hey, how's it going, guys? Endless55 here, and welcome to Time for Rolling Esports, episode 64. It is just Crude and I. How's it going, man?
It's going pretty good. It's been a while since it's just been you and I doing this. It's a little different.
It's been so long. I need to go back and check out the last episode we did. That was just me and you riding solo, talking nonsense back and forth with zero facts.
You want to hear the good news about this episode, though?
What's that?
We're recording this on December 12th, and so that means this is our last episode until Worlds. So That's pretty hype.
I don't think me and you are truly prepared for these next 4 days. 5.
No,
5.
I think I plan on coming home from work tomorrow and trying to take a nap for like 2 to 3 hours so that I can stay up for most of the night. Because, with the time change, I don't know. Maybe I can do that. We'll see if I can swing that or not.
But we also just got our new gaming desktops in the mail from California. So we're also I'm at school right now. I'm finishing up one more final, and then I'm on my way home which won't take me long. I'll get home Wednesday night late. So maybe I don't think I'm gonna have time to take a nap, and I'm afraid. Me and you may have to go military style and cycle through staying up, and maybe I'll sleep for a series, and then you can sleep for a series, because we can't fall asleep. We have to, because we're gonna be live tweeting people. We're gonna be trying to clip as much crazy plays. We're gonna try to be posting screenshots. We're gonna be trying to up all night long. And I know for a lot of NA people that may suck. I mean, they may like it or hate it. Basically, they may hate it because they're not going to want to have spoilers. If so, maybe just mute us for the week. I know that hurts to say, but like we are definitely going to be on top of everything as our goal. Now, after day,
Okay, yeah.
what?
I was gonna say disclaimer. You are more of a night owl than I am, so Crude Sloth is not promising that he'll be up until 4 a.m. in the morning. That I cannot promise. I will do my best.
Right. Well,
But
we both don't work or anything. You obviously took a day off, those 2 days off. I'm done with school, and I wouldn't start my work, and if I do work over the break, until like Monday. So like we could sleep a lot during like Thursday. But yeah, the
right.
first night is gonna be rough. Like we're gonna be slapping each other, trying to stay awake. At least we may like get used to it when it comes to like Sunday, basically Saturday night for us, which is the championship day. So
Right,
I
right.
mean, we'll have to see. It's gonna be fun though. I'm excited to be
Uh,
like running on Red Bull and whatever else we try to do to stay awake. What else was I gonna say? I don't know. I think we were just gonna try to do as much live interaction as possible with the people that are awake. Viewership will be interesting. I'm interested to see. Obviously, there's a
yeah.
lot of smack talk like, oh, Vainglory and SEMC likes to purposely destroy their own viewer count by making the times for whatever the championship at this time. And I'm just like, what do you want them to do? Like,
Yeah, they can't. I mean, they can't help it. They picked, they obviously wanted to have it in Singapore. It's not like they can bend time and, make it so that it works for everyone. Like that's called real life, people. Like that happens.
I
They
mean,
can't.
like, I get that NA maybe in EU are their biggest viewership, but like they started in Singapore. They're at Singapore for a reason. This championship is to honor Singapore basically in the SEA region. Like that's all for them. I'm sorry, like suck it up, stay up if in line to get people who have real jobs, or you just record it and you watch VODs. I don't really you just have to watch VODs. Other than that,
And newsflash though, they're not going to have worlds in the same place every single year. They move it around. So
people would
get
be
this year over
benefited
with,
each
suck it
year.
up. Yeah, exactly.
Do you think
So
Singapore
sorry. Go ahead.
people and SEA people were happy when we had it in the US? Yeah, it was great for us, but
Yeah.
I
Yep.
mean, we'll see. I think numbers are still going to be bigger. I hope they're bigger than 5,000 that we see on every weekend, of normal EU NA unified tournaments, but like who knows? Like
I don't know, man.
dude, Singapore
Hopefully.
is going to have lots of people watching, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they should.
I don't know. People are whatever. I mean, I get that people need to have opinions and wish SMC would do this or that, but sometimes I'm just like, yo, guess what? You don't work for them, so sorry about ya.
Yeah.
All right, anything else worlds wise before we get into our picks? Have you been crying silently as you watch all the players and people over there in worlds and enjoying Singapore?
Yeah. Very jealous that they get to be in Singapore. Not so jealous that they had to sit. Most of them had to sit through an 18-hour flight or 15-hour flight or however long that was. That sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, a lot of them had some pretty big headaches,
But
I feel like.
yeah, I know a scoundrel got like his flight got canceled or something. I didn't see what ended up happening with that, but
Yeah, he
he
had a
was
lot of
stuck in like
issues.
Frankfurt, Germany.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, I mean, it's been interesting watching the guys from Ace. They are pretty comical, seeing them with the other people. They are. What's his name is making some pretty funny videos, and I think
Soli.
Suli. I don't know how to say his name.
I think it's Soli.
That was basically my attempt of not saying his name because I just didn't know how to say it. But he's been making pretty funny videos, and I don't know. It's just like all these kids get to go and like hang out with their friends and just have a ball for 5 days because they played a video game professionally. It's just kind of crazy to think about how that works.
Yeah, I'm super jealous.
So, how confident are you about your picks? This is, by the way, real quick, our last VGPRO.GG mini-series. Shout out to Forever for teaming up with us to do this. It has been a fun 5 episodes.
Yes.
I mean, if I was on break at the time, I would have done one every day and just, pounded them out over and over each episode. But it was kind of frustrating and rough getting what we did get out. But this is the last episode, just me and Crude. Get our last predictions in, talk about each pick. How are your picks looking?
I'm pretty confident confident. The only one that I would say, I don't know if any of the listeners have actually been listening to all the other podcasts we put out with the miniseries. We've kind of, I know I specifically have talked about Team Kraken and not really knowing, much about them. So that's kind of the one I'm a little iffy on. Team Kraken and G2. Either Team Kraken's going to be really bad or really good, obviously. So we'll see if they can take out G2. I think Detonation's a pretty tough team. So guess we'll have to figure out where I have that all lined up here in a minute. What about you? What are you thinking?
Yeah, no, I think me and you both. We're gonna have to do some explaining for ourselves. We pick a winner because we basically are just trying to score as high as we can on this bracket challenge. I mean, sometimes in March Madness, for example, I pick people that I'm not necessarily fans of, but I'm just trying to score as high as I can. And we may talk about like who deep down our biased selves actually want to see win. We'll get to that, but I mean, I think overall I have a lot of confident picks, but I'm hoping, unless it's NA, that I see some upsets and some crazy things happen. I think that'd be nice to see.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it would be good to have NA, or not NA, Vainglory overall as a total scene squash the fact that, there's no really good region out there besides NA and EA. So it'd be cool to see an underdog legit team out of one of these regions come out and play really well and be like, holy crap, these people are for real. I mean, I don't know if we're going to see it though.
Yeah, what if Team Kraken has a live buff and they just
Ooh.
come out and just start destroying? You never know.
That's true. There's been a lot of crazy things that have happened just in the NA region. So we're all together now at Worlds. This is really what we've been waiting for all year. Like 2016 Worlds was like, for me and you personally, it was awesome, but like we've been a whole year now, and just to think about how our viewpoint and what's changed for us and our opinion on Worlds has been like pretty crazy. This game is even more important to us than it was a year ago, and we're even more excited. We're about to try to pull all-nighters for 4 days straight just to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Like last year, I think me personally, I would say that last year at Worlds kind of pushed me over the edge as far as how excited I was about this game and stuff. And we kind of, that's how kind of this podcast started, not too long after Worlds, to be honest. And here we are now, pretty much a year later. And oh yeah, I can't wait.
It's going to be sad when it ends so quickly. It's going to be like, we've been waiting for this. But then it's not like we just have another year of the same stuff. We got like 5v5. Yeah, there's going to be so much
5v5.
changing. And think about it, we're going to have the announcements of roster changes. Oh my God. Me and you're going to be like jump on and do an episode like every day, because I'm a feeling we're not going to be able to keep up with how much is changing. I mean, I could be wrong. A lot of teams maybe stick together, but I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of swapping.
Yeah. Side note, I'm going to backtrack for a quick second, going back to the gaming computers we were talking about. Obviously we are getting computers, and I will be able to help out Endless do a lot more of the editing and stuff now, so that's hype. Also, just gonna throw this out there, be on the lookout for 2018 for maybe some more fun stuff from us, right?
Oh yeah. Then more, we're gonna think of new content ideas. We're gonna start playing around with different things, seeing if we could. We have a lot of things. I'm not gonna say anything because knowing me, it will flop, and I won't be able to figure out how to do it. I'm gonna work with my friends that are very good with technology and can teach me how to do some things, or the internet will be my friend and will teach me myself. So that'll be, hopefully 2018 is going to be even bigger for us. My second semester at college, the university, is my last semester as an undergrad, my senior year. I only have 3 classes and my job is 20 hours a week. So I'm going to have a lot of free time. So I'm hoping even more content will be coming out, and especially obviously all dedicated around esports and all the crazy new stuff. So 2018 hopefully is going to be a big year for us. I'm pretty excited.
Yes.
And I don't think me and you haven't talked about it, but I think me and you will have enough time through the holidays. I don't think we're going to take too big of a hiatus. We're not necessarily going to like take a break for the whole holidays. I think we'll still, if we get bored, just jump on and do an episode on random days. I know we usually stick to our Tuesday, Thursday episodes. We like having a strict schedule, but our podcast is so based on esports, and the Tuesday, Thursday is what worked best when normal esports is running. This is all different now, so like for this time, just bear with us. We'll always tweet out. We'll always be notifying. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, TFR_esports. We'll let you know when things are coming out, when we have things planned. But I wouldn't expect a Tuesday, Thursday episode for the rest of the year. It could be Tuesday, Thursday. It just depends on how things work out. But me and Crude may be bored on a Sunday night and record an episode and release it Monday and then do another one Thursday. Who knows? We're gonna keep putting stuff out for you though, at least as much as there's things happening in the Vainglory world, we'll be talking about it.
Right. I mean, unless the next 3 weeks is like nothing happens, which is impossible with 5v5 and roster changes and shit like that. But yeah, unless absolutely nothing happens, we will be able to hop on and talk about stuff. So
yeah, we may even bring a couple guests on and talk about their experience with Worlds and what they thought as a viewer, and we may try to pull that out too if we can. I'm not going to name any names because if it flops, then once again I'm the one that looks dumb. So just be on the lookout. We're going to end the year strong. Our first full year, minus the first couple months as a podcast, pretty awesome. Excited to see how Worlds goes all together. But yeah, looking at the bracket, VGPRO.gg. Obviously, this would be the last day to do it. So you guys, I can't even tell you to go fill it out because tomorrow it'll be over with. So we're going to go through our picks, Group A, B, C, and D, talk about each group, go through quarterfinals, semifinals, finals, do some little predictions on how we think things are going to work out. Group A, of course, Cloud9, Red Canis, a.k.a. Team Pain. I will eventually stop calling them Red Canis. I just see the name and I read it.
yeah.
And then Team Elite 8 from the SEA region. Crude, we'll start with you because I'm not taking all the answers. You're going to go ahead and go first, and I'll build on what you say.
Appreciate that. Wow, what an honor this is to be able to go first for once.
Yeah, sometimes my heart, it's the giving season, it's Christmas time, Hanukkah, whatever, happy holiday, sorry. And, I'm just in the giving mood.
All right, so Group A, okay, I got Cloud9 finishing first, Elite 8 finishing second, and Team Pain finishing third. Reasoning, kind of along the lines, I don't know, maybe you're getting bored of this, but it's the same thing. I just think that Cloud9 is such an elite team. No play on words there with Elite 8, but they're such an elite team that I don't know. I just don't think that they're going to have very much trouble in with this Group A. I think this is one of the easier groups. I just think that they're going to run away with it and move on to the quarterfinals with no problems. I don't even know if they'll even lose a single game. Like, I don't even think that'll happen.
Yeah,
hot take.
Hot take. Okay, yeah. It could happen. I'm so torn on. Here's my picks real quick. Cloud9, Team Pain, Elite 8. I do have Elite 8 getting knocked out. This is kind of one of my upsets.
What?
Yeah, kind of one of my upsets. Like, Team Pain has never really had an struggle in their region. They always dominate pretty good. So I think maybe they'll come out and play better the SA region than the SEA. Obviously, that region-wise, that's not necessarily the strongest, but that's one of my upsets. But in these episodes we've done, we've kind of heard both sides of this Cloud9 Group A. Cloud9 has an easy group, so this is going to help them because they're not going to have to pull out crazy comps and pull out their secrets. And this is also going to hurt them because they're not going to necessarily be like that TSM where they get truly challenged in group stage. They get prepared for those intense matches that's going to come in quarterfinals or semifinals, and that's maybe going to slap them in the face that second round. So it's like...
But honestly, it's Cloud9 though. How many times have we seen them, we'll put quote unquote, screw around, and then when it comes down to serious time, like it did in this past season, they needed to win, and they went out and got the job done.
And what do they draft?
Saying? Like, when the Fortress box and whatever combo.
Right. As soon as they come into issues, that's what they draft. They go back to what they know and they win.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm gonna sit here and argue that I don't see the other side of that. Like, I think that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that they won't have any issues.
But are they one of the more boring teams to watch?
Well, if boring gets you a championship, then boring gets you a championship. I don't know if anyone. I don't know if anyone follows mixed martial arts at all, but I used to really intently. And a guy named George St. Pierre used to be one of my favorite fighters. Me and a friend of mine used to go about this all the time. He liked Anderson Silva. I love George St. Pierre. He's a boring fighter. I'll admit it. He's boring. He wins by very technical stuff. But you know what? He's a champion. He's one of the best champions there is. So sure, you can say that Cloud9 may be a boring champion, but you know what? At the end of the day, they get to keep raising the trophy, and it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily saying they are boring to watch. Just some people do have the argument and the discussion of that. They kind of always do the same thing over and over. I do personally feel like TSM does take more risk and try different things. I mean, as I'm saying this, I do think back to Gabe Vizel's picks when it comes to his different adaptations to, Captain Sky and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how this
Right.
Worlds goes. I may have a better answer to that, but it's something to throw out there. So Group A is pretty straightforward. Me and you will go back and forth on that second, third place. But Cloud9, pretty much straightforward winning that group. Group B, you want to go ahead and start with that?
Yep. So Group B is a tough one for me. I don't know if I've kind of said this before in previous episodes, but I don't know a whole lot about Team Kraken. I haven't seen them play very much or at all, really, to be honest. But Detonation, I have seen them play. They're a very good team. So as it stands right now, I have Detonation finishing first, G2 finishing second, and Team Kraken being eliminated. And that's just, either that's going to bite me in the butt because I don't know what Team Kraken can do, and maybe they come out and destroy everyone, which I would be very impressed if they beat Detonation. But, obviously we've kind of, had this whole conversation of EU easy, but I'm not going to start that right now. We'll have to see. But so that's my order, and that's kind of my reasoning. The Team Kraken's kind of the wild card. I don't know how to assess them yet.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I'm worried about is Hunters being talked so highly of from people like Iraqi Zora, who says Godfather is an extremely mechanically talented player as a laner. His team operates around him, and they're a really strong team. So I'm worried that Kraken's actually had some good competition and some actually has some some teams they can play off of in their region, and they're going to come into Worlds being maybe as strong as unknown as Hunters. Hunters obviously not as unknown, but they may have that surprise factor, and that's what I'm kind of worried about. I'm going to do the exact opposite of you. I'm tired of watching and cheering for EU, because we do watch EU NA throughout our each split, each season. I'm a G2 fan. I mean, I do like Cavalifar and stuff, but I was kind of rooting for G2 to get into Worlds at the end there. I'm tired of seeing the EU easy. I'm tired of it just being no one can ever look at them for real. So I went out on a limb. I think EU and G2 will place first. I have Detonation second, and then Team Kraken third. I have seen brackets with G2 last. I've seen brackets with Detonation last. I've seen brackets with Kraken last. Group B has been all over the place for people. I feel like it's been kind of wild. I don't know. I really hope. Our last podcast with Paulie and Berger and Mags, they kind of had the conversation about G2. I think it may have been Paulie. The G2 just kind of runs the same comp of like, let's protect Hundor and put on this pedestal. Well,
Yeah.
He doesn't think that's going to be good enough to beat these talented teams. And I'm just like, I hope it is. I don't know. I just have a feeling they're going to come out and play really well. I've been hearing a lot of talk about them having struggles of finding scrims and preparing, and so that does worry me a bit. But I'm just taking a risk once again. I have G2 on top. Detonation, on the other hand, I think if anyone's taking first, it's going to be Detonation in this group. Outside of my pick of G2, I think Detonation is a team that deserves a wild card they got that wild card for a reason. Strong team out of Japan. The players, they're pretty well known, I would say. And Kraken will be interesting to watch. So we'll see how it goes. I'm definitely probably my most out there pick is G2 at top.
See, I feel like so far I'm playing pretty safe, and you're playing a little bit more risque. So
Yeah. I mean, once we get to my finals, I kind of get boring again. But I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. All right, you start out with C, or you want me to start out with C?
I'll start with my C.
Okay.
So Rox Armada Tribe and Impunity, or Crude, what do you call it?
Imputiny.
Oh, okay, Impunity. Impunity. I mean, I can't make fun of you. I'm probably the worst person when it comes to pronouncing things correctly. But
that's whatever.
Rox Tribe, that's who my 1-2 is here. Rox is going to take first, Tribe second. I was super torn on this one just because I think Rox is going to be that team that comes in once again with a new captain. Druid's healthy back. I've seen pictures of him. He looks like he's ready to use his stylus and tap the shit out of his iPad and win. So I'm concerned. I really am concerned with Armada. But I think Tribe has these players that are young, exciting. I think they may come out and surprise a lot of people as well. So I'm torn, but I'm going with Rox, Tribe, Impunity. I think Impunity may win some games and give some good competition here, but I think they have a pretty hard bracket to get out of.
Yeah, I agree. I actually have the exact same. I have Rocks first, Tribe second, Impunity third, being eliminated. I don't know. That's the way I have it, but it's not the way I really want it. I want Tribe to finish first. I'm kind of rooting for these guys. I don't know. Just about something about Zio has me wanting to just see him go like all the way and T Tigers and see those guys do really well. But so for me, it's pretty simple with Group C. I got Rocks, Tribe, and Impunity, and I just don't. Another thing, I don't have a whole lot of information on Impunity. I've seen him play a couple times, but I didn't really. That's been a while, so that's my lineup for Group C.
Yeah, I mean, being the home crowd, that's going to be pretty interesting to see if they get that buff. There's going to be a lot of people cheering for them. League of Legends Worlds kind of just happened not long ago, and I saw some Chinese teams have that crowd behind them and still get demolished. So I'm not saying it really truly does make you play better, but you never know. In traditional sports, having the home field advantage is a real thing. So yeah, like you said though, I think going back to the wild card, Tribe Rogue, I think me and you both would be rooting for either of the wild card teams just to prove that no matter who we sent from NA,
Yeah.
like there's people out there like, oh, that last wild card should get on to EU, so we can have 2 EU teams. I think that like if you put an EU team in place of Rogue or Tribe right here in Group C, now that EU team is probably going to be last.
I don't know. I mean, maybe SK because how good they are too. They're right there
Yeah.
with G2. But any other team other than SK or G2 in that position, yeah, they definitely finish last. But I don't know. I think SK could hold their own too.
Yeah, that'll be. Yeah, I don't know. Tribe will be a good team to watch. I think they can easily win that group. But Group C will be a fun group. I think it'll be better than Group B and A. Group D, obviously, group of death, quote unquote. A lot of people do argue Group C. What is your official opinion? Is Group D your group of death, or did you have a harder time with Group C?
I had a harder time with Group D. I don't know. I think that like you said with Iraqi Zoro talking about Godfather being as good as what he is mechanically, and I don't Hunters isn't the old Hunters that we've seen back in the day with Queen and stuff, but I still think that they're a very good team, and I think TSM might want to watch out. They might be able to surprise them. So as it stands right now for Group D, I do have Ace Gaming first, Team Solo mid second, and then Hunters getting eliminated, but. I'm just saying I would not be shocked if Hunters could knock out TSM. I don't think Hunters is good enough to take out Ace. I think Ace is a very strong team, but you never know. We'll have to see.
That would probably be the most heartbreaking thing of my life.
Oh, it would break my heart too. Absolutely. But
No,
I'm just saying.
I think it would ruin Worlds. Like I think I would probably be done. Like I don't care anymore.
No,
No,
that's not true.
Let's be real though. Me and you, big Gangstars fans, early on VIPL season 2, rooting for Gangstars. They kind of fall short. Then we have Ardent. They come out of nowhere and kind of get to the finals. And me and you are like, all right, this is another NA team. We don't really know. I mean, we didn't really know much about them besides Shin Kaigen. That's who we watched on Twitch and stuff. And so we're like, all right, we'll root for them. And then next thing you know, that's kind of how we stuck with TSM as one of our favorite teams for so long, was because of that and Flash's, all those epic
Flash
moments.
checks. Yep.
So I mean, Flash, yeah. So I have TSM first here, Ace Gaming second, and then Hunters third. I think TSM, this is their time now to finalize everything they've worked for, everything they've tried to prove as being the best team in NA. They win each split in like the seasons. They win so many times, and they just get to these finals where you see people in these bracket challenges putting TSM in the finals time and time again just for them to fall short. And I think it's been like terrible for them, and for the fan base wants to see them win. I don't want it to call it this TSM curse when you look at the League of Legends team and they every time they go to Worlds. I mean, League of Legends is a completely different ball game when it comes to regions for that world.
Yeah.
EU does better than NA, at least this year. So I don't know, like TSM doesn't want to continue. TSM Vainglory doesn't want to continue that always falling short type momentum or type mentality. So I have TSM first. I said in my write-up that I thought they were going to struggle. They're going to have a lot of rough games. They're probably going to drop some, but I thought they were going to squeak away and win Group D barely. But I was definitely torn on Ace being Ace having an easy chance of being first as well. So either way, I think TSM will be in a decent spot. I really don't mind them getting second, to be honest. I think it may be a better quarterfinals for them anyways.
Right.
Hunters, I disagree with you. I don't think Hunters will be able to beat Team Solomid or Ace, but like you said, who really knows? Me and you don't have enough information on them, haven't seen them play to really know what their meta and how that meta is going to be able to adjust to Worlds meta, because Worlds meta is going to be a whole new ball game.
Right. It will be very interesting to see how the meta is played. All right, so moving on to quarterfinals then. For me, my first setup, game one, or the first, I guess I technically don't know if it'll be game one, but for matters on here on the
bracket.
Thank you.
Got you.
I almost said I kept thinking tournament, and I was like, what? That doesn't make sense.
On this tournament thing here.
I got Cloud9 going up against TSM. This sucks. The reason you were just talking about, it would be better for TSM to finish first. They don't have to face Cloud9 if they finish first. But unfortunately for my bracket, that they do have to face each other in the quarterfinals, which means one of them would have to go home. And I think I'm going to go with Cloud9 taking it from Team Solo Mid. I know we've talked on the other series or on the other episodes, about, okay, well, TSM just ran the whole gauntlet and did it flawlessly and destroyed and stuff. But let's be honest, I go back, if, history repeats itself, who's been raising the trophies here of late? It's been C9. So if history repeats itself, I got Cloud9 going on to the semifinals, and that's my pick.
So this is the first time I've truly gotten a look at my bracket. I made my picks a long time ago. I screenshotted it, blah, blah, blah. Didn't really dive into it. And when we've been doing these other episodes, I haven't really been looking. So if Cloud9 gets first, they'll go to the top spot of quarterfinals. If TSM gets second, like you had, they go to the top spot of quarterfinals when we look at the bracket at least. So that gives us that NA versus NA. So I think me and you, we need to be rooting for TSM to get first then, because if TSM does get first, they get to the very bottom of this quarterfinals and they play whoever got second in Group A. So that's going to be that'll be easy for them.
Yeah. That's a great point. I guess we need to cheer hard for TSM to beat out in Group D, but I just don't know, man.
So that means Ace will be my team going up to meet Cloud9 in that first quarterfinals. Cloud9 versus Ace Gaming. That'll be really good.
Electric.
Oh, that's gonna be that'll be our first. Well, not necessarily. I guess that'll be our first truly matters EA versus NA, because we'll have EA versus NA in group stages, but that's not necessarily unless it comes an elimination game in group stage. But for the most part, that's just because we lose this game doesn't mean we don't go on. But that Cloud9 versus Ace, that's you got to win to make it to the semifinals. That's going to be the first time I think teams are pulling out some crazy stuff. We're going to see if EA truly is the best region, or if NA is, if this is their tournament to lose. So I have Cloud9 beating Ace. I think it's a possible thing for sure, but I also think if Ace wins it, that I won't be surprised either. Cloud9, I just finished watching their little video about them at Mobile Masters, and they obviously did not perform very well there. They lost to TSM and Rogue. Completely different atmosphere, completely different tournament. Not a big important tournament like it is at Worlds. Cloud9 kind of struggled throughout autumn, and they were just. I'm really interested to see them get back into that Cloud9 we're used to, keep that reputation of once they get on that stage together, they absolutely dominate. So that's the main reason why I have them. I have Cloud9 going on in my first quarterfinal.
Right.
You can go ahead and do your second one. My voice needs to rest.
Okay. All right, so moving on to the next matchup. For me, it's going to be Rox Armada taking on G2 Esports. So you got, the winner of Group C taking on number 2 of Group B. This would be an interesting matchup. I guess, for me, it's going to be Rox Armada moving on pretty easily. I don't think that G2 is at the caliber, especially with Druid, like we've talked about time and time again. With Druid being back, I think that, the original Rox Armada, the strong Rox Armada is back. And, EU has trouble with some NA players or some NA teams. I don't think that they'll be able to handle Rox Armada very, very well. So for me, it's Rox Armada moving on to the semifinals.
All right, my second quarterfinal is a pretty interesting one because my number 2 from Group B is going to be Detonation, and my number 1 from Group C is going to be Rox Armada. So EA versus EA, Detonation, and Rox have faced off plenty of times in their regions. If I was an EA person, I would probably be really confident on my pick here. But since Rox kind of had some weird seasons, Druid wasn't necessarily playing because he was sick and whatnot. They had other people, Ingenious or whatever his name is, laning for them while Druid was gone. But I think Rox, like I mentioned, is really going to perform well in this tournament. It's going to be back to that old Phoenix Armada we saw them in 2016. So I think Rox takes this game against Detonation, but it's going to be a pretty good testament of how strong EA is when we watch this matchup, if that's what happens.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see Detonation going up against Rox, but we'll have to see who's right. If it's mine or if it's yours.
Or none of ours.
Or none of ours, true. All right. So third quarterfinal matchup, I got, for me, it's Team Detonation going up against Tribe, the number 1 of Group B, going against the number 2 of Group C. So this one will be a very interesting matchup. You got a strong team from NA going up against a strong team from EA. I believe they're both number 2 in their seasons. I believe Detonation was lower than that, weren't they? Do you know?
You're talking about autumn season?
Yeah. Like before, going in.
Well, Tribe didn't finish second.
Well, okay, they got the wild card. Sorry.
Okay.
You're right. TSM. You're right.
Cloud9, yeah. I don't really know.
This is why I don't try to fact drop.
No, Detonation didn't finish either because we had that GG New Type, the second team or whatever, that team that, like, they actually finished second in autumn, but we weren't seeing them at Worlds, so that was an unknown team that we wouldn't see. So I don't think Detonation finished second either. So
okay, we'll go third.
We'll just delete that out and act like it never happened.
Okay. Good deal.
Back to the facts.
So, I don't know. I just think it'll be a really interesting matchup. And I actually do have Detonation taking out an NA team. It hurts me to do that as much as I truly am cheering for Tribe. It's like what Endless said in the beginning, we have what our actual picks are compared to what we want to happen. And this is one of those cases for me. I got Detonation beating Tribe and knocking them out.
I mean, if we had money on these games, then maybe I would see myself rooting for, one of the teams to beat NA. But like when I'm watching the game, your feelings are going to be like, okay, I want NA to win. Pretty straightforward. I mean, it's not like we have too much to lose besides a chance at winning a free prize from someone.
Right.
Now, I think gambling in the esports world is something that very much interests me. I think me and you would be, based on our picks this last season, we'd be broke. I think me and you would be pretty much, I would never bet on EU. I think that would be just like people talk about never betting on college games and basketball because there's always so many fouls at the end. The spread's always ruined. I don't think betting on EU would be very good for our sanity. We would probably lose our mind.
I'd be homeless right now. I'd be living on the street.
So G2 Tribe then is my third quarterfinal. NA versus EU, something we've seen many, many times. My bold prediction of G2 getting first in Group B, if that does play out, they'll be coming on a pretty big high from that victory in their group. They're going to have a lot of adrenaline and momentum coming into this quarterfinal, but I think Tribe is going to be the better team pretty easily here. So I do have Tribe winning going on to the semifinals. I don't truly think Tribe has tried. Try to say that really fast. Tribe has attempted many interesting comps yet. I mean, I think, let's see. Let's say Group B plays out normal and Detonation wins and Tribe does get second in Group C. Then they would be playing Detonation. So that's like that's what you had, right?
Yes.
All right. So even then, I think I think it's okay that Tribe gets second in Group C. It's not like TSM where, if they win, then they play Cloud9, or if they lose, they play either Team Pain or Elite 8. It's not that cut and dry for Tribe. So,
right.
I think Tribe wins though, and I just think DNZO and them are still holding on to some of those crazy picks that we may see them pull out in the semifinals and once again for me, because I'm going to go right into my last quarterfinals here. TSM versus Red Canids Team Pain. Team Pain. TSM easily wins, has no problems, gets to the semifinals against Tribe, and now I'm having nightmare flashbacks to when Tribe took down TSM and ruined my hope that TSM was going to win, and we DNZO just run the same hero forever, Scarf, and just dominate. So my semifinals, I actually don't hope. I hope that doesn't happen. Like actually bad, because if
Are you
what
are you a believer in history repeating itself?
I mean, I think so, because I do study a lot of history, and it has repeated itself. We haven't seen some of the crazy things that's happened in our history come back, but we got a long way to go.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And history repeating itself, Cloud9 versus TSM, I think that's could be kind of clear cut and dry. But I really truly think this is a new TSM team coming into Worlds. They're pretty much at their I would say peak, to be honest, with Flash.
Yeah.
So anyways,
All right.
I kind of went on a tangent there. I kind of talked about the second semifinal. Forget I did. Let's reverse back to Cloud9 Rocks Armada.
Yes. So
That was my email, by the
wait
way.
for the
That
semi.
Crude didn't hear.
No, I heard it.
Okay. Let me close out of that real quick.
I got to do my last quarterfinal yet. I haven't done my last quarterfinal.
Oh, I don't care about that.
Okay, I was like, wait a second, Cloud9 versus Rocks, that's semi.
He's like, wait a minute. All right, let me go back to your quarterfinal then.
Yeah, my last quarterfinal was Ace Gaming against Elite 8. And I mean, I'll keep it short and simple since Endless wants to move on so quick here that Ace Gaming will be able to handle Elite 8 pretty easily because I think Ace Gaming is one of the top tier teams and they will move on to semifinals.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. Go ahead, Endless. Now you can move on.
All right, so first semifinal then for me is Cloud9 and Rocks Armada. Thank God it's not TSM and Rocks Armada, because then I would be truly fearful. But I don't know. I went cliche. I just think Cloud9, they come together on this stage. Gabe Vizzle like corrals his two children, I Love Joseph and Old School, together, and he's like, "Listen, no matter how rude we are to each other, because when you watch them videos of them playing, it's literally just I Love Joseph and Old School being like, why did you flare? Why did you do?" It's like me and you. It's honestly like flashbacks and tapes of me and you yelling at each other. But
only we're not near as good as them. But yeah,
no, mine's like, why did you throw your A when you should have threw your ultimate? And you're like, I don't know, I just don't really care right now. And I'm just like, well, I do. I feel like I'm playing for Worlds. And you're like, dude, this is Blitz.
Yeah, that's definitely how it goes.
That is how it goes. But whatever, I'm super competitive, so that's just my fault. Anywho, back to the original story. I think Gabe and them, they get on the stage together, and then they just play out of their mind. I truly do think they maybe have like this live buff even to a greater level than Tribe does, just because they've been so good. People don't talk about their live buff. So I I don't know. I just think Cloud9 is going to be able to handle Rocks Armada. It's going to be a battle to the death or whatever, fight nails and toes. I don't know what the sayings are. But I think Druid isn't going to be able to carry enough to be a solid squad like Cloud9.
So I got Cloud9 against Rocks. Is it too late to change your opinion or no?
I mean, I will be publishing this on the Twitter, and everyone will make fun of you if you do change it, but you can change it if you want.
No, I mean, that's just how close it is. I got Cloud9 going to the finals. Of course, I have Cloud9 going to the finals. I'm really worried about how good Rocks Armada could be. So,
do you think Druid will play with two stylists or one?
Maybe that's what it'll bring out. That's the new meta. Oh, you think one stylist is hard? Wait for the second one. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think that Cloud9 is going to be able to pull it out, and they're going to move on to the finals.
All right. Well, there's our first cliche pick for the finals. Next matchup for me is Tribe versus Team Solo Mid, and I do not think history repeats itself. TSM learns their lesson. Bonsi plays amazing. Best Chuck continues to carry. Yes, I'm sorry, I'm saying it. Best Chuck has been carrying,
and plays some really top of the notch laning, and they win? Question mark. Crossing my fingers.
All right. Well, my second semifinal is completely different from
Ooh,
yours.
yeah.
I have Detonation going up against Ace Gaming, EA against EA. And I don't know. This one would be a very interesting matchup as well. You know, if you watch the EA, you've seen this time and time again. But I think that I'm going to go with Ace Gaming over Detonation.
Okay, good. Yeah, I like that pick. I think
All right.
I like Druid, and that's the crazy thing about EA and those type of people as like a culture. They aren't toxic people. So I'm not saying this because I hate Druid. I just would like maybe to see another EA team like kind of come out on top and have like a new conversation. Like I love Druid and how great of a player he is, but I'm kind of just tired of like, oh, Druid's the best player in the world. Like it'd be kind of interesting
Yeah.
to see someone else come out and be like, all right, this world's proved to us that this player can kind of, you know, make a good argument for being the best player in the world. You know, like we've seen Faker in League of Legends. He's like a legend, and like he obviously lost this year in the World Final. Spoiler alerts. I'm sorry, guys, if you never watched the finals of League of Legends. But like Faker was just like, oh my god, this dude can't be stopped. He's one best player mid in the world. Is he the mid? I don't know. Anyways, I don't care. Someone will call me out for that. But like, I don't know. If Tribe if Rox wins and Druid wins again, it's just gonna be like, oh, here we go, another year of this, another year of a whole year of saying like, oh yeah, NA is looking good right now, but don't forget about Druid. Like, I'm just tired of hearing that.
Yeah, right.
So
I agree.
Ace, I like Ace as a team. I like their players. They're fun on social media. They like to interact. I think as a whole, they seem like great people. So that's probably why I'm cheering for Ace, to be honest.
All right. So I'm gonna cut in. I'm gonna do finals first. I get to do finals first. I don't care what you say. So my finals is actually what your quarterfinal was in Cloud9 going up against Ace Gaming.
Okay.
So this one, oh man, it's gonna go all whatever 5 games, 7 games, however many games they play. That's what you hope for, especially in a finals match. You know, back and forth, back and forth.
Is it though? Like, let's think, man. We're gonna be so tired. We're gonna be like, just someone win already. I want to sleep.
No, because if it is that electric, then you're going off adrenaline. You're like out like 4:00 in the morning. I'll be like screaming my head off. Like I don't even care if I wake up the neighbors, whatever. Like
yeah. So yeah, you're right.
You know, if I can make it to the very last finals, like the final game, and I know that it's going best of 7, like I will be hyped, or best of 5, whatever it is. I don't know, but yeah, I don't care. I will not fall asleep. I will stay up for it. I will stand up.
We need some.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
My pick.
Okay.
I haven't even said my pick yet. It's Cloud9. Surprise. NA all day.
Yeah. I mean, so my finals, plot twist, is your quarterfinals. Cloud9 TSM. I think I'm going to cut what you said and just put it in right now. Pause for Crude's answer for his first quarterfinals. Just kidding, you guys aren't going to hear that. And say history's going to repeat itself. Cloud9 is going to be the dominant team. They're just going to play better on stage. They're going to do this. They're going to blah, 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 blah. I have Cloud9 winning. Now, let's have a real heart-to-heart here to all the listeners. Our Vainglorious listeners. Can we officially declare them as our Vainglorious listeners?
Yeah, we can do that.
Each podcast has like their own following, a name for their listeners. So I think Vainglorious listeners is pretty good. I like that.
Okay, let's start. We gotta start tweeting that out.
All right. I don't know though. I need to look through the vocabulary and see if there's anything better. Anyways, yeah.
Behind the scenes with the TFR podcast.
Yeah, shut up. I was trying to remember what I was going with, and then I went on that side rant. My side rant, my normal point was going to be that, like, deep down, I want to see TSM win. Like, I just need it to
Right.
be their year. I need it to be like, look, we won. This is finally our goal. Flash can be more comfortable going forward with his team. Like, look, this isn't. I mean, I'm not saying Flash. Who knows what he truly feels? But I don't want to be like, oh, we lost because of me, and they need a new captain. Because I just don't think that's it. I think he plays a huge part in TSM's role and future in Vainglory, no matter what. No matter if he's a coach, no matter if he's a player. I think he needs to be with TSM in their upcoming future next year. So I just think it'd be fantastic to see them win finally and just kind of be done with this giant goal and all these hurdles they had to overcome to get and win Worlds. So I did pick Cloud9.
So
What's up?
So you picked Cloud9, you said?
Officially, yes.
All
What are you laughing at?
right. No, that's fine. Let me ask you this: if obviously neither one of us obviously know this. No one really knows this except for FlashX himself. If TSM win Worlds, does he retire?
I just don't know what's happening behind the scenes with players picking
Right.
up players to be
What do you
5v5.
think?
I mean, I don't think it'll be healthy for him to retire immediately for the team. I think he has to stay on as a player for 5v5 until they get like enough people that they're comfortable with.
I agree.
I just don't see.
I mean, it's been dragged out for so long. I feel like okay, I'm gonna retire, and then I got to find a captain. And then Lucky Bread's like, Lucky Bread maybe,
and then it was like,
I remember
we're gonna compete each week, but Lucky Bread never saw a single game besides when it didn't matter.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, so that obviously didn't happen.
Was it a political stunt?
I don't know. I just
was it for the follows and for the views?
Fake news.
I mean, you don't know. Like, Flash could have been just like, look, I need a little more Twitch follows, a little more subs, and if people think I may retire, they're more likely to come watch me.
I don't think he'd do that.
Okay, so that was a stretch?
I don't know. Yeah, it's a little bit of a stretch.
All right. But yeah, no, I don't see it if he was going to retire, he missed his chance personally. I think if he retires, let's say they lose Worlds or win Worlds, he's like, wow, we lost. They need to move on from me. I retire. That's going to be rough. We may see Cloud9 pull a Gangstars and just... No, wait, let me rephrase that. We may see a TSM pull a Gangstars and just kind of like tank until they find a comfortable place with their roster again. And I just don't see that being healthy, as TSM being one of the biggest organizations, one of the most cheered for organizations, for them to kind of struggle in a place of where they are. You look at Cloud9 and their original roster with Hardik and, I Love Joseph was on that original roster, but, they just didn't perform well. And Cloud9's like, okay, we're like one of the biggest organizations. We're not going to sit around with a decent roster that's not performing. Move on and get the next thing that's going to be the big and best thing in Vainglory. So Flash sticks around. That's my final answer.
Okay.
But yeah, we both have Cloud9 as our champion. I wouldn't be mad if this does happen. Like, if it's TSM versus Cloud9, I would obviously be more disappointed if Cloud9 wins. If it's Cloud9 versus anyone else, I'm going to be rooting for Cloud9. I love Gabe. Like, he is so funny. I think Old School and I Love Joseph, like, just their relationship all together, like, when you watch those little behind-the-scenes videos, it's just kind of crazy to see. Like, they're, like, all good friends, that kind of stuff. It's not like they hate each other. So they all get together. It'd be a good thing to root for. If I'm rooting for any EA team, if you're rooting for anyone but NA, which team are you rooting for? Let's do a couple hot takes. We always do these hot takes. We haven't done them in a long time. I'm bringing them back. We're doing our normal hot takes.
Probably Ace Gaming. Would be like, I don't know. I just think like kind of like what you said. I don't know a whole lot about them going like way back, but here recently, following them on Twitter and stuff, and I believe his name's Soli. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. If I'm not, I apologize.
Soleil. But I don't know.
He's hilarious. Like, some of the stuff, it's just, I don't know. I'm cheering for them. It's a team that it's not Rox Armada, who's been there and done it before. It's someone new. So I guess it's kind of, quote unquote, you could say the underdog, but and it's someone different. So that's the reason I'm going for.
I like Ace. I think that's a good answer. I like G2. Obviously, I haven't won in Group B. I think G2 just making it to the semifinals, quarterfinals, anything like that is huge for EU. I think it's good for that region. EU is going to change big time once 5v5 starts. Leon, of course, for the people that do not know, if he's telling the truth, he does have his passport, that kind of stuff. He's like official citizen of Denmark or wherever he's at. So that's huge for him. Like he can now travel. That's he's actually a marketable player now. So he can maybe take things serious and become truly the best player in the world. Like I really think that's an option for him. So that'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah.
Uh,
I really hope that is true.
yeah, no, that'll be huge. I've given him a lot of shit just because he likes to talk smack, but he's never traveled. Same thing like I do starting all over, and I will continue to do until they make more live appearances to prove themselves. But that'll be huge for him. Other hot takes that we normally do. I know we didn't plan it, but it doesn't really matter. Can you think of anyone specific player that you're truly interested in watching perform?
Put me on the spot. If I had to pick someone, maybe I'm gonna kind of go back to what I know, and that's the NA region. I know about Gabe Vizzle, I know about Flash X, so maybe more Max Green. I know he's been around for a little while, but like let's see if he can get to the level of a Gabe Vizzle or a Flash X. I mean, that's hard to do, but let's see if he can get himself that, this next season it'll be Gabe Vizzle, Flash X, and Max Green to the top. And he kind of gets tossed in that same conversation. So I guess if we're saying that, I would keep my eye on Max Green and see what he can bring to the table this world. See if he can make a name for himself.
Yeah, I think I was going to talk about Dienzio for a little bit just because all great things come to an end. I think a lot of people pick Tribe just because of his live buff, and I think like if we see that not happen, we see them maybe not do well and this live buff doesn't appear, then maybe this whole topic of they must go to a live event just because of his live buff, that maybe go away and not be as big of an argument. So Dienzio has,
right,
even though he's not necessarily coming in as this tournament as a favorite, he's a lot to prove as a player. Like a lot of people love seeing him live, love watching him play on these stages. He has like a lot of fans and basically a lot of people he needs to like prove himself to and make happy. So I think he has a lot of pressures on his shoulder as a team, like out of that team. But Druid would be my other kind of cliche answer. He's been sick. He hasn't been playing in EA. A lot of people are like, oh, is he going to come back and be just as dominant, or is he going to maybe struggle and not? And we'll see this gap close between EA and NA. Maybe NA will be the meta setter. So I think Druid's going to be a huge player to watch out of Rock's Armada. But there's a lot of players I could go through, a lot of players that are going to be exciting. It's going to be great to see all these names we've been seeing on Twitter throughout these different, each time these region split ends, we see some rumors about some players are doing really well right now. So we have one day, let's see, 24 hours, about 29 hours, I would say. Yeah, 20, 30, maybe 31. Anyways, we're almost a day. When you guys are listening to this, we're definitely under a day of until Worlds goes live. So make sure you guys get this episode in before Worlds starts. I don't want you to listen to our picks after Worlds has happened. Come on. Get your shit together, vainglorious listeners.
Yeah. Because then they'll start calling us out and crap, and I don't want to have to deal with that. So
but let's see. Anything else? 5v5, obviously we'll see that. That's a whole nother topic. We don't have to get into it too much. We're already a good portion into this episode, but the 5v5 is what a lot of people are kind of waiting for. I don't know anything specific. We have all these teasers that we can talk about and all these things we've seen. Anything that you are most interested in?
I'm sorry, I can't answer that. I cannot select just one thing that I'm most interested in with all the teasers that have came out. Like I'm gonna go very, very cliche and just say 5v5. Like I just can't wait for that. Sorry, that's a bad answer, but I don't have an answer for that. I can't just pick one.
Yeah, I think I'm most excited forward to see what's going to be broken first, and then watch the Vainglory community just be like, "Oh, every answer you give us is that you can't do skin maps because our full dev team is working on 5v5, and you couldn't even get 5v5 right." And I just can't wait. It's just going to be awesome to see all these people that could build a better game than SEMC talk shit on Twitter. I just can't wait. It's going to be.
What those people don't realize is they can help be a part of the solution. They can help SCMC and do it the right way instead of just bitching.
Some people think they are helping by doing that.
Yeah, well, they're not. So
I mean,
newsflash.
it is healthy to have those people in the community. I feel like to have the people that are not afraid to call SCMC out on certain things. I think truly is important. Some people take it to the next level and they're like, "Oh, I can't wait to quit this game unless something changes."
Yeah.
Keep threatening
You
it.
gotta
How
do it the
about
right
you
way.
just do it and quit? Because guess what? I don't think it matters. Sorry to
You
be
gotta do it
harsh.
the right way. You're gonna do it.
Yeah, I mean, that'll be interesting to see how SCMC handles things. There's going to be a lot of things they're going to have to change and adapt. 5v5 in January and February is going to be a completely different game mode than 5v5 next Worlds if that's what happens. Like me and you have done our research and watched, let's say, autumn 2015, and we've seen videos from autumn 2015 of the competition. It is a completely different game. Like, it's insane how different it is. Like, it's just how quickly it adapts, and you don't realize that it changes that much as you are playing every day throughout the months and all these subtle little changes. But you go back and you look, and there's the jungle shop in the middle of the map. You're like, what? Oh, I forgot that was a thing. Or you see someone flare, and everyone is revealed no matter where they are on the map. And you're like, oh, remember the OP flare? Like, everything's going to change. Like, teleport boots may not be a thing by the time Worlds comes around next year. Like, it's going to be a struggle. Like, there's going to be a lot of growing pains. But, like, SCMC has created a whole new game mode within a year. Like, that's
right.
And it's pretty amazing no matter what the final product is or no matter what the first product they give us.
I was say, it can always be adjusted, changed, worked with. So,
I mean, Vainglory Kindred, or whatever this game was originally called, I know I'm going to get called out for pronouncing it wrong, was released in Singapore, and that game is completely different to what it is 3 years later. So, almost 4 years later, 3 years. So, like, 3 years from now, who knows where we'll be, but hopefully I'm still involved. I can't wait for the future, and specifically 2018.
Yeah, I'm excited for 2018. I'm excited to be working with you in 2018.
Yeah, hopefully we are working together still. I haven't tried to fire you yet, but
fire me. I'll beat your ass. Never mind. That's for a different topic.
I'll be home Wednesday.
All right, can't wait to see you.
Okay.
Psych.
Okay, psych. We're gonna do our best, people, to try and do everything I promised in the beginning. Crude's gonna try to help me, but he may be sleeping on the couch next to me as well. If he does, I'll definitely be tweeting out pictures of his face, of him sleeping. My main project is going to be the Instagram account. I did tweet out if people would be interested in having an Instagram. I don't want to do Twitter. I get that's where my main following is, but I do not want to crowd my Twitter with just constant screenshots of pictures. And Instagram's easier because you can upload more than one photo per post. So I can upload maybe, if it's a best of 5 and they played 3 games, I can upload each end of the game. And that way you can just maybe follow us on Instagram and you can keep up with just what happens there. It could be a quicker way of finding out what happens. We're going to see how it goes. That's my plan. I need to create that still. I haven't done it yet, but we'll see if I get to it. And now that I've put it on my podcast, I'm stuck to it, which is good. It forces me into doing it. I think it'd be good. I like the idea. Crude was like, "You want to add something else to what we need to do? Are you crazy?" But
it's a good idea, but yeah, I'm just a little worried about the amount of time spent on it. But that's all right.
I think
we always work it out, man.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. The main issue is going to be me being up at 3 a.m. when I normally am in bed and trying to. If I have any spelling errors, any type of tweets that look crazy, just understand that I'm just sleep deprived. Like, that's really the main issue here. And don't be like, "You spelled there wrong." And I'll be like, "Yeah, well, you know what? There's the unfollow button. How about you go explore it?"
Whoa. That
was kidding.
Not endorsed by Crude Sloth. Yeah, that is endorsed by Endless.
We love you. Please stick around. Every 408 followers that we have, and I think maybe like 40 are robots. But we love you, robots, too. They're going to take over the world one day.
Hey, do me a favor. Unsubscribe and then go ahead and resubscribe. So
yeah.
That'll help us out.
Like, comment, rate, subscribe, unsubscribe, do it again. If you don't like it, let me know.
Yeah, let me know.
And
then we can talk about it, and I will disagree with you, but that's fine.
That's true, too. It's just, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
Can we end this so I can go eat?
Yeah, sure. I actually stopped recording like 2 minutes ago. I just didn't tell you.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm serious.
Oh, well, I'm done talking to you then.
All right.
I gotta go eat.
What are you eating?
Egg McMuffins.
Did you make that yourself?
No.
Okay.
They're ready for me.
You know I'm still recording, don't you?
Yeah, I figured you were. Damn it.
I was trying
All
to
right.
just a trap and I failed. Wait. One more thing. I really remember one more thing. There's one
What?
more great thing about this weekend that we never mentioned.
Star Wars.
Oh.
Bum,
So,
bum, ba-dum,
Let me
dum,
also
da-dum.
put this out to my listeners. Crude and I also were trying to binge watch all the past movies to prepare for the new movie, and we're not quite sure where we're going to fit that in. But we're going Saturday before World starts, like during the day or something. We need to buy tickets. You need to really do that after we get done with this.
Okay, without getting too crazy and making, is there a legal drug, not an illegal drug, a legal drug that will keep you up for like 48 hours?
No, I don't think Adderall will do that, Phil. I think maybe the closest thing we have, but no.
Yeah, see, that's not legal for us because we're not prescribed it. So
That's true. So no, we can't do that. Nugs, not drugs, kids. We are
Nugs?
an anti-drug podcast. Unless you are in a state where marijuana or something is legal, then go all out. I mean, by all means.
Then we're not against it.
No,
Yeah,
no. We're an open
You don't want
mind.
to. Whatever you do, do not go against our government. Okay, do not try stuff. Absolutely not.
They definitely are. They know what's best for us. Net neutrality.
Yes. Okay, I gotta go. We're ending this. This is getting out of hand.
Peace out, Crude. You can follow him at Crude Sloth VG on Twitter. He tweets nothing.
Yep.
You can follow me at Endless 55VG. I sometimes do articles. I will also be doing some other, my opinion type things. Obviously, the main one, Time for Rolling Esports, TFR_Esports. Follow us. Do everything that we ask. I don't really know what we've asked. But to all of our vainglorious listeners that we've now established you as, cheers. We will see you whenever Crude and I have the energy to record after maybe day 1, or maybe we'll do like an episode after a day 1, day 2, and then we'll do the next episode after day 3, day 4. We haven't figured it out. It's all going to depend on our energy. Cheers. Have a great weekend. Let's go Worlds.
Let's go Worlds.
I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was brought to you by VGPRO.gg. That is one of the best API statistical websites Vainglory has to offer. Whether you are a pro, a casual member, they host all your stats and statistics when it comes to your post-game history, all the matches you play, casual, ranked, blitz. It gives you breakdowns of your victories, your losses, help make you a better player. Of course, right now the bracket challenge is going on. Make sure you sign up, get a chance to win some great prizes if you pick enough of the correct teams. Maybe pick the winner. But that's all we have for this episode. Thanks again.
Thanks for tuning in to Time for Rolling. If you liked what you heard, please leave a review on iTunes or Google Play Music and subscribe for weekly episodes. Follow us on Twitter at Time for Rolling and at TFR_Esports. Until next week for another edition of
Time for rolling.